We're going to get started here. My name is Lindsay. I am the Interim Director of Undergraduate Admissions. I'm excited that you've all joined us to learn more about the Griff Center for Student Success. We have the Griff Center here, their team here. They're going to talk to us about the different services available to our students to help make sure that they succeed in college. There is a question and answer feature right at the bottom of the page, so please don't hesitate as you're watching from home to send in your questions, and we will go through them as we go through the different services, and our different team members talk about what the different services that they represent. I'm going to hand it over now to Dr. Mark Harrington, who's our Assistant VP for Student Success, to get us started. Let me get my screen up here.
Perfect. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and congratulations on your acceptance to Canisius. We're excited to have you here today to talk a little bit more about our services that we provide at Canisius. First, I wanted to introduce our team members that are with us today. Just a minute. Yeah. So I'm Mark Harrington. I'm going to talk a little bit about student success teams. We have Jen, who serves as our Associate Dean, and she's going to talk about our academic achievement and transfer services. Tracy Callahan is going to talk about freshman registration and our Pathfinders program, which is for our undecided students. Sierra is going to talk about our mentoring program, our student accessibility services, and supports that we have in place for our veterans. Next, Monica is going to talk about academic workshops and our tutoring center. Tim is going to talk about what it's like to be a Division I student athlete at Canisius. And finally, Rachel is here to talk about career development and all of the services that we provide there. So just an overview of the Griff Center for Student Success. The Griff Center is a mission-driven center, and it's dedicated to Cura Personalis. And what Cura Personalis means is care for the whole person. So we work with our students from orientation through graduation to help with their academic support, their career decision-making, and anything that we can do to help them get across that stage. Our center is broken up into 3 different areas. So we have our academic achievement team, our career development team, and our support services team. So what the hope for this webinar today is to really talk to you a little bit more about our services and how Canisius distinguishes itself from other institutions as far as the supports we have in place to make sure that our students are on that graduation stage in 4 years. So now I'm going to hand it over to our academic achievement team.
Hi, again, as Mark introduced me, my name is Tracy Callahan, and I oversee all of the incoming freshman registration. So we've actually started that for our students who have deposited and have completed their course preference form. So our student success coaches are preparing and working with our students on a one-to-one virtual basis right now in getting their student courses set for fall, as well as introducing them to supports and tools that will help with their transition to Canisius. And the other part that I did want to touch upon is our Pathfinders program. So we have students who, just aren't quite sure what they'd like to major in. And we want to reassure students and parents that we have great tools and resources to work with students who aren't quite sure what they want to major in. And we work very closely with our career development specialists as well to help so that we make sure that students are progressing in their degree program. They get to take a workshop 0 credit course called Major Matters, where they work with a career specialist as well as really finding that major that is the fit for them. And then our student success coaches, when we're creating schedules for students who are in the Pathfinders program, we really like to expose them to different courses and different majors to see where they really find their passion and what their road will be. So I'd like to hand it off to Jen Herman.
Hello everybody, welcome. I'm Jen Herman. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is transfer student success within the academic achievement area of the Griff Center for Student Success. We work very closely with our transfer students to try and help make a smooth transition. I personally work with incoming transfer students in the School of Arts and Sciences to create your first semester schedule. If you're in the School of Business, you'll work with Associate Dean Laura McEwen, and if you're in the School of Education, you would work with Associate Dean Dr. Lori DiCamillo. So we help you make your first semester schedule, and then we get you connected appropriately to your major advisor from that point forward. Additionally, we have a first semester required transitional program for transfer students. It meets once a week for a half an hour. It's called Griff 201, so you'll likely see that on your schedule for fall. It meets for half an hour only, and its purpose is to provide you timely information and connect you with appropriate resources to help you be successful while you're here with us. There are many other things that occur within the academic achievement area that we'll touch upon as we go through this presentation, but please know that there's a lot of outreach during specific times of each semester so that we're reaching out to offer you assistance at that time and support and provide you with all your opportunities and options. And I should pass it off to Tim Seil now for athletic academic information.
Thanks, Jen. Hi, as Jen mentioned, my name is Tim Seil. I work as the student success coach with our student athletes here at Canisius College. Student athletes are a little bit unique in their transition to the collegiate academic world. Obviously, you have your collegiate responsibilities on the athletic and academic side. So one of the things as a student success coach that we try to help all of our new student athletes with is register them in the mentoring program. And one of the things with that is you'll be assigned an academic mentor that can help kind of guide you through time management skills and some of the other resources that are available here to our students at Canisius. Another area that all of our student athletes, whether they're transfer student athletes or freshman student athletes, are required to complete is 6 hours of study center per week in their first academic semester at Canisius. And that varies from team to team. The requirements for that vary. So each team is different, and that's unique to each individual freshman student athlete. But one of the things that I think you've seen over the past handful of years with Canisius student athletes is they're very high achieving at the academic level. And many of our coaches put a strong, high emphasis on those academics, and the support staff here in the Griff Center really works well with our athletic department and make sure that our student athletes are as successful as possible. So I'm going to turn it over to Mark, who's going to talk a little bit more about our academic achievement and then some of the other support services that the Griff Center provides.
Sure. So the next area that we're going to dive into is career development, and Rachel, who works in that area, along with Eileen Abatoy and Sheila Pettigrew, are going to talk about that.
Thanks, Mark. So for career development, again, my name is Rachel Gromlovitz, and I'm one of the 3 career coaches that we have in career development. As you can see, we just started this spring career coaching by class year. So we've divided that up between the 3 of us based on our own particular skill sets. So for Eileen Abatoy, she sees our freshmen and alumni, and although they are very separated, they do have a lot in common. So for freshmen as well as alumni, they're usually those who are trying to figure out what is their next step, whether that is a major or a career choice. Maybe they're changing a career choice, or they're trying to figure out what the best fit for them is. So Eileen meets with those 2 years. I oversee all of the sophomore and junior career coaching. So for those students who are trying to find internships, seeing what might be the next step for them as they're going into their higher levels of classwork. And then Sheila, she oversees the seniors and graduate students, so those who are typically job searching for either a full-time job or trying to find what their next step is for maybe graduate school or professional school. So within that, we see students for resumes, cover letters, practice interviews, the whole gamut of career coaching, and that goes on, of course, for your entire life after you graduate from Canisius. So it doesn't stop there right after graduation. If you decide that 20 years down the road you want to come back to career development and seek out our services, you are absolutely welcome to do so. As Tracy had mentioned before, we do offer career and major decision-making opportunities. So those include, of course, the Major Matters course, which Eileen does she does that class. We also have the strong interest inventory, which is really interesting for those who are maybe deciding what their major is, or if they're figuring out that the major that they've chosen isn't the right path for them. So what that assessment does is it analyzes what your interests are, and then it takes that information and relates it back to specific careers, occupations, and everything that you truly like and what you truly dislike too. So it gives you a lot of information, and then we debrief with you what those options are and then move forward from there. And then we also have the Strengths Finder, which is an opportunity for you to see what your strengths are and how those also can relate back to different majors and different career choices. In addition to all the different things that we offer from career coaching, we also have a variety of events and other services. Every Wednesday during the academic year, we host Resume Wednesday, so you can drop in for a resume or cover letter review by any one of the career coaching staff members. Professional Development Fridays, we just started this semester. We also now having a virtual version called Job Search Bootcamp. So allowing students to learn about job and internship search, interviewing basics, as well as what your online presence is on Handshake, which is our online job platform, on LinkedIn, and anything just involving your online presence. So who you are as a person, especially now that we're in a very digital world. In addition to that, we have a variety of networking events that we host throughout the academic year, including our career fair, which is called Griff Fair. And now that we're going virtual, we have another opportunity for students. We just today booked the official date for a virtual career fair that is Western New York wide. So anyone from Canisius, as well as the other schools in Western New York, have the ability to attend this career fair virtually. We will be promoting that very shortly. So a lot of different opportunities for students as soon as they come into Canisius and well after they are done with their education here.
Great, thank you so much, Rachel. And now we'll hand it over to Sierra and Monica that are going to talk about our support services area.
Hi, everybody. So as Mark mentioned, I work in the support services area, and I oversee student accessibility services. And what that is an office that's designed for students who have disabilities and might need accommodations. Accommodations could be an academic accommodation or a housing accommodation, for example. And students can register with our office for accommodations at any time. So there's no deadline for when a student has to seek us out. When they do register with us, we need appropriate documentation from their medical provider or from their high school that they were attending. So if your student had a 504 or an IEP, those don't automatically carry over. You would schedule a meeting with me and we would go over the documentation and see what accommodations we could provide here at Canisius. And just so you know, they can also be temporary accommodations. So should you break your ankle, you know, in the winter snowboarding or something like that, which we hope doesn't happen, but you never know, you could work with me and I could see what I could, you know, do, maybe get you a parking pass or something like that to help you while you're on crutches or in a cast. So that's a little bit about us. One last thing about accessibility services that I think is a fun fact to point out is that about 10% of our population is registered with us. So we have around 280 students that are connected with us for accommodations. And so I always tell people what that means is that the faculty and the staff have created an environment that's welcoming for students to come forward to say, I have these things and I need to be supported, and the campus community knows how to support them. The next area that I'm going to speak about is veteran support services. So that's another area that I oversee, and I work with all veterans, whether you're dependent or not, and I help you with support services. So getting you linked with tutoring that will Monica talk to about. If your professor has a concern, that concern will get directed to me, and then I will call you in and we will discuss all that. Lastly, we have a Veterans Resource Center, and this center is really great because it's a space that only veterans can go to. So it's swipe access only. They have a refrigerator, a Keurig, a couch, computers. It's just a really great space to study and then to meet other veterans. Because you may not meet other students that are veterans if they're not in your major. So you might not come in contact with them. And the lounge allows those relationships to form. We also do programming through that space. And then I will, now I'll kick it off to, I think that's it. I'll kick it off to Monica.
Hi, my name is Monica McFoy, and I run the Tutoring Center and the Study Center. And tutoring is available Sunday through Friday, and we have a staff of peer tutors. We have tutors in math, science, and, math and science. Almost all the hours that were open, but we have tutors in almost all subject areas. If for whatever reason we don't have a tutor and you're looking for tutoring, I will work with your professor to find a tutor. We want to make sure to provide whatever support we can with academic tutoring. I also run the Study Center, which is a space that you can come and, as Tim mentioned, a distraction-free area where you can come and study and just focus without having, too much noise in the background. If maybe the library isn't the right place for you, or your dorm room might be a little noisy, you can come to this space and be able to use computers if you need to, focus on studying or exam preparation. And tutoring and the Study Center are right next door to each other. So if you're working on something and you get stuck maybe on a math problem, you can run right next door and talk to a math tutor. I am also responsible for academic workshops. And right now we've made a change in academic workshops where we offer them one-on-one. And so you're able to make an appointment with one of the graduate assistants. And we have various topics such as note-taking, study skills. Because we're now doing online learning, we want to make sure to support students, and we've created a new workshop, Successful Online Learning. So we're trying to make sure to hit all the different issues that students might be facing and need a little extra support in. And so we have those available all year long, and it's just a matter of making an appointment, and we're happy to work with any student who needs it.
Great. Thank you, Monica. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that also part of support services is the academic mentoring program. And so we have about 300 students in this program where they can meet either weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly with a member of our team, whether it's a professional staff member or a graduate assistant, just to make sure that they are continuing progressing in their academic studies. So that's a service of our area. And it's important to note that all these services that we've talked about today, from the academic achievement team, the career development team, as well as the support services team, are all included as part of your tuition. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about was our student success teams. And so this is, I think, something that definitely distinguishes us from other institutions in the area. So each student, when they come to Canisius, they have a 4-person team that's here to support them throughout their time. Like I said, from orientation through graduation. And so the 4 members of this team are a student success coach, a faculty advisor, a career coach, and then a financial aid advisor. So the student success coach is a member of our team that helps with any academic supports. The faculty advisor is a member of the faculty that's in their department or major and can really assist them with course registration, help them make decisions about next semester, and to help them with find internships and eventually jobs. Our career coach is a member of our career development team that can help them with their resumes, can help them with a practice interview, can be on that part of that journey. Like Rachel talked about, the career coaching is by class, so we make sure that students are doing the appropriate things that they should be at the freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior level. And finally, a member of our financial aid team is part of that student success team, so they can assist with any questions that students have about FAFSA or any of their grants, scholarships, and things of that nature. So that's something that makes us different, is that, and I think for a lot of our families at Canisius, They enjoy knowing that students have access to this team at any given time, and it's listed within their student portal. So that's really a great overview of the Griff Center for Student Success and all the different services that we provide. So we're happy to answer any questions at this time. And I don't know if any have come through to you, Lindsay.
Let me check here. Oops, gotta reorientate here. All right. So we haven't had any questions come through right now. But if a student wanted to reach out to you, whether they were an accepted student, obviously accepted students are gonna be, or deposited students who have committed to Canisius, you'll be contacting them. Tracy will be contacting them to set up meetings, get those questions answered. An accepted student or a prospective student, if they wanted to reach out to you specifically, do you guys have a general Griff Center email or a general number that they could call? Could you share that information?
Yeah, I would say because there are many different people in many different areas and services that students may need, whether it be a student success coach or Sierra's area as a student accessibility services, it's best to go to our website. So it's canisius.edu/Griff Center. And we have all the information about all the different areas listed there, as well as all of our contact information. And it has specifically of who does which role, so you would contact the right person. If not, feel free to contact any of us and we can help.
Yep. Yes, and as always too, students, whether you've been accepted, whether you've committed to Canisius, whether you're just starting the college search process, admissions is always a great first starting point. So even if you contact admissions and say, I'm trying to get in touch with someone about this service, or I wanted to hear more about a certain service that we've gone over today, the admissions office is always a great starting point too. So I want to thank all of you on the team here, the Griff Center team, for being here today and going through this. I think it's great, valuable information for students that are really considering Canisius. You know, I think in my time at Canisius that I've spent, it's been quite a while. I think one of the things that really lasts for me, and one of the things that makes us really special and unique, is that the attention and care that we give to our students. And I think a lot of that and a lot of success that we see and the outcomes we see of students are really a product of a lot of the work that you guys do. And I think, so thank you all for all you do, for continuing to do it through this crazy time and transition. Like I said, any students out there with remaining questions, don't hesitate to reach out to any of us, or like I said, a great starting point is the admissions office. Again, thank you to the Griff Center team, and hope everybody has a great evening. Thank you. Bye now.